Hello, hello, hello. It is All Verse Thursdays. I know I'm about a minute late to the game, so y'all apologize for being late. I actually, man, had a really interesting experience on my way to the studio. I was driving, and one part of the drive, a hawk flew by my window, right, like right across the window across the road. And I'm like, "Hey, that's a hawk, man. What's up, Jerry Red Eagle?" And so I saw the hawk, and I was like, "Okay, I see you. I see you, Spirit." And then I was driving on another part of the road, man, and something I'd never seen before. There was a white owl sitting on the side of the road, like just looking. I felt like we just looked at each other forever, what seemed like forever. But I'm sure it was only just a few seconds. But it was white and had this like little black speckles. And I said, okay, now I'm not sure what the meaning of the white owl is, and I'm not going to pretend that I do know. But I will tell you that it was pretty doggone exciting. It was pretty doggone exciting. It was really a majestic like experience. Like the white owl was amazing. So anyway, welcome to All Verse Thursdays. If you on Twitch, put us a something. Hit one of them emotes we have in Twitch, man. Hit us with a Twitch emote. Put in the comments. You know how we do this here. If you've been here before, my man and I, tonight, we got an awesome artist, awesome artist. He's world renowned. We say locally known and internationally recognized, and I'll get to him in a minute, right? But, if you're in the comments, put a comment in. Let us know you're here. That's how we know that you're feeling what we're saying, or if you got questions or you want to add to the conversation, because we're going to bring some hot verses. And we're going to bring some conversation around purpose, right? And so I'm really excited about tonight's show in a way that you could probably tell, because I just hardly can even stand still. The other thing that I'm going to say, the NIA Center, the NIA means intent and purpose. And we're all about having people, supporting people, whether it be through education, engagement, empowerment, to be intentional and live in their purpose, right? And what I'll call it, say their divine purpose, because we know that with their purpose comes some power and comes some passion, and things start to change, right? Now, last week, the show was about poetry and activism, and we had the poets like Gil Scott-Heron and the Last Poets and Maya Angelou and what's my girl, Sonia Sanchez. I mean, woo, it was hot, man. And we're talking about how activism really steps in through our art, right, to be a part of the story. And this week we're going to hear some awesome poetry, but we're also going to talk about at what cost does this fame come, right? At what cost does fame come, and the thoughts and their journeys with making the decisions that came along with it. So, with that being said, let me just go on and open up in the way that I normally do. And I'm going to give you a piece, right? And this piece that I want to share with you tonight is really near and dear to my heart. As a matter of fact, it's called I Wanna. It's called I Wanna. Right? And it says, I want to be a starter, not a pillow walker, a doer, not just a talker. I want to be a winner, a real champion of humanity, not just a prolific word spinner. I want to fight, not take flight. I want to hear and not be in fear. I want to soar. I want to explore more. I want to experience new heights. And I want to take in new sights. I want to be. I want to see. I want to do something that's greater than just me. That's that piece. And so I tied this into a scripture back in Romans 5:12, and it talked about, because one person disobeyed God, many became sinners. But because one person obeyed God, many will be made righteous. That's Romans 5:19, y'all. And I say that to say, because, Lord, I am a sinner. And as the song goes, and I'm probably going to sin again. Please forgive me. I pray that I don't get too high and mighty on false pride as I journey onward. And let me remember these words of humility. But for the grace of God, there go I. May this be a phrase of that I dare not forget to utter. I also pray that you help me to show up and accept the responsibility of leadership that you have charged me with. Give me the impetus and the fortitude to be obedient to your will. Emblazon my life with the ornament of your power and your spirit. In your name I pray and I thank you. Amen. And so it is. So I share that piece as we getting ready to introduce. Welcome, welcome, welcome to All Verse Thursdays. You see it across the bottom. Follow us on Nia Center on the Twitch. If you haven't followed us there, follow us on Nia Center. Follow us on Facebook at the Nia Center. You can do that, Facebook/Nia Center. If you want to support us, we like your public broadcasting station. We take donations. We got to get the right equipment in the studio. We got to get the right guests and do a lot of things that are associated with bringing programs, not just All Verse Thursdays, but bringing programs like Sacred Space Sunday, which is coming up this Sunday at 11 a.m. Sacred Space Sunday is this Sunday at 11 a.m. Yeah, so follow us to stay in touch. Yeah, so that's that piece, y'all. So let me jump into this. I want to play a piece on YouTube. It's got, it's been seen by millions of folks in the prelude to introducing my man that's going to be with us tonight. And he's so why don't I just give you a little bit of peace before I bring him into the studio? So let me get it. And here we go.
Give it up for Asia, y'all. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, please give a warm Deaf Poetry welcome to Dan, Vaughn, and Dasha Kelly.
Six million ways to die, and I chose to get married.
And not that I hate my mate.
I love my wife because marriage is for life. It's just that sometimes life's a bitch. I said life's a bitch and then you're dying. Every now and then I feel as if I'm dying a slow death. Because love seems to be the misunderstanding between two fools. Because like two fools, we argue over foolishness. Like we don't argue about the money.
Because we ain't got none.
Hey, with that being said, my man. Big Dan, can you hear me?
What happened?
There we go. There you go. We
There we
with
go.
us. Yeah. So
I
Dan
was lost
Vaughn,
for a minute.
that's all right. That's all right. It's just we got lost in them intranets, Dan Vaughn, man, he's originally from Mississippi, spent some time up north in Milwaukee. He is went to a HBCU, right? He plays Alpha Phi Alpha. Shout out to the first black fraternity in the nation, right? We acknowledge that. I'm a Kappa. Those of y'all know that. And Alphas, y'all started it. Y'all started it. So I'm clear. But he's made so many contributions in so many places, right? And so we're going to start off talking about the career and the fame with the Def Jam poetry, and he's going to share a piece with us before we jump into a little bit more about what the fame side of us. But he also is, he's making a mark in this community. He's back home in Meridian, Mississippi. He's a football coach. He's a father, and he does a lot in the community to keep it moving forward. And so I'm really honored, really tonight, Dan, to have you on the show, and I'm excited around. I can't read that name, but Enigmatic Soul. G, we see you there. Thank you. I'm excited to have you on the show tonight. So Dan, this is All Verse Thursdays, and you and I talked about All Verse Thursdays, and it's hot verses and also sharing about your purpose. So why don't we just start them off with a hot verse, and when you finish it up, just say that's that piece, and I know you're done.
Well, it was funny. You started off with the "I Wanna" piece, and I laughed because I think probably every poet in America got an "I Wanna" piece. Yours comes from Romans. Mine is probably more so from Songs of Solomon, but even for the Song of Solomon. So I was like, I at least do a part of the piece. And then I remember he said, "Hey, ain't no censorship. Just do what you do." So, um, I hate to follow such a nice spiritual piece with this piece,
Man,
but
come on,
it's
man,
not.
bring
I
it,
wanted
man.
to.
That's what they here for, Dan. That's what they here for. All right, I'm gonna go ahead off. Go ahead,
So
bring
like
it,
I
brother.
said, mine is more of a Song of Solomon, probably. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand and feel your pulse. I want to hold your hand, be still, peace, be still until I feel your pulse, making my heart pulsate, beating only just for you. You see, I want to think about you. I want to wink at you. I want to blink you into my existence. I want to think you into my mental. I want to make you an instrumental part of my essential. I want to wink the eye of my optical lens to my cerebral camera so that I can digitally engrave your image in my memory hard drive so that I can hold your essence in my hands forever because I want to hold you. I want to hold you so close that if we were I want to hold you so close that if we were to ever be apart, that you would use my pulse to synchronize your life to be what it needs to be because I want to look at you. I want to wink at you. I want to blink into my existence. I want to make you a mental, instrumental part of my essential. I want to hold your hand and feel you so close that if you were to stop breathing, my heart would cease from beating and we would be so tight and so close that I would cry your tears from my eyes to your cheeks to the nape of my neck until you use my strength to squeeze my essence until our pain has left your soul because I want to sing you a song. I want to sing you a song that has no words. I want to sing you a song that has no words. A melodic melody, a harmonic harmony has no words, but it tells a story of our love affair in a way that only you and I can understand. And I want to sing our song until it moves your emotions and remove all your pain and remove all your doubt, remove all your fears. You begin to remove all our clothes and I move all the furniture and we light one candle and sing our song until our hearts dance in a ritualistic two-step in time to the syncopations of our heartbeats beating together as one until your womanhood drowned in her own essence. Yeah, I want your womanhood to drown in her own essence because I want you to come. I want you to come into your moan in a dialect of the ancient ancestors that can only be translated by the Rosetta Stone. I mean, I want you to come into you inhale so deep you lose your breath, but I'm afraid I got to tell people that you died in your sleep. I mean, I want you to come into your right brain argues with your left brain on how good. I mean, this is good. No, this is better than good. No, this is great. I mean, this is way better than great. I mean, I want you to come into your soul, jumps up out of your body, looks down upon us and say, "Look at this motherfucker right here." See, I want you to come. But I want you to come for more than just sex. We got to do more than just have sex. When we come together, I don't even want us to make love. I want us to make child. I want us to make a sun that'll shine for you in the daytime and a moon that'll glow and be just like you in the night because I want to look into your eyes. I want to look deep down off into your eyes. I want to look past all your pain. And I'm going to look past all your pleasure. And I want to look into your eyes and look into the sea of emotional tears that I pray you never cry. And I want to look into this sea of emotional tears and see the reflection of the man you so desperately need me to be. First and foremost, and most importantly, I want to know your name. And that's that piece.
Woo! Yes, sir. I want to hold you. I love that, brother. Hey, shout out for your boy, your homeboy, Rafus. We see you, Rafus. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Media Center, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rufus, what's going on, man? I hope you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah. That's what frat brother from down in Florida A&M,
I
man.
ain't done that
Actually,
piece in a long time. I
hey,
love
man,
that
that
one.
piece, that I never thought about that. Every poet probably has an I wanna piece. And
Yeah.
I mean, it just tells you of how much how much we really want out here in life, right? And and I thought that you put it really articulate in the words from I want to hold your soul. I want to hold your physical. I want to know you on a whole entire basis. And I mean, when do we stop being able to be honest about like that with women,
Yeah.
man? I got to think that women would appreciate that.
I, I think they do. I think they still do. I think part of it is about our manhood. I think we've changed drastically what it means to be a man. And in that changing of being a man, some of these young guys don't understand how to use their verbal so much because they use their physical so much with each other. And I think that pushes them away from articulating what they need to say to a woman because they don't even know how to verbally talk to each other.
mm,
So
mm,
they get away from that. As far as every poet having I want a piece, I use it in writing workshops. People come in and say, I don't know how to write poems. You know how to write what you want. You know what
mm,
your desire is. You ain't even got to read it out loud. Just put it on paper and at least share it with yourself. And so
mm.
I want is a good icebreaker for people to begin to understand who they are. You know. So I love using I want in writing workshops. I teach math. I'll make a kid write a I want a poem in a math class in a minute, just to break the ice and create that relationship with them. You know, can't
Yeah.
do math. Well, let's talk about what you can do.
Mm,
Especially for our people. Our people, I'm not good at math. You just seem not good at math. Let me show you what you're good at.
mm, mm.
And I love
Now
that piece.
you teach math, you coach football, and you're a poet, right? So tell me,
Yeah.
when did you start writing?
The first poem I remember that I wrote that teacher didn't make me write. Um, I was in an honors English class, and it's funny because Rufus was in this class, and I remember we had to write a sonnet, and I didn't want to write it. I didn't want to do the work, and the teacher said write something funny, as I was always class clown, and I wrote this really funny piece about this girl looking like a horse. I remember that. I don't remember the poem, but I remember writing that, and all my friends
Rufus said
laughed,
that was Miss
and I was
Edwards'
like,
class.
oh yes, and I just kept doing it. And I did it in college. Then I moved to Milwaukee after college, and that's when the whole Love Jones thing hit, and everybody was doing poetry. And I was like, hey, I can do this, and it was fun. I've been
Mm.
doing it ever since then.
So you wrote something in high school, went to college, majored in whatever you majored in. Life took over.
The science.
What brought you to Milwaukee?
I majored in computer science,
Hmm.
and I actually had a job. I had interned 2 summers in Peoria, Illinois, and they were going to give me a job. I was already locked and loaded, and a friend of mine needed to go to a job fair, and she didn't want to go by herself. So I went to the job fair with her, and this met this guy named Stan Dillon and Michelle Wingo, and I met them, and they were recruiting for a company in Milwaukee, and we talked, and honestly, I didn't think I said anything that was impressive. But by the time I got back to my apartment, they had called and was like, "We want to interview you." And I went back and interviewed with them and talked to them for like 2 hours. And they were like, "We want to fly you up to Milwaukee to work. I mean, to interview with the main company." And it was funny because they lied. Stan Dillon lied to me. If he on this broadcast, he lied to me because I'm from Mississippi. I'm gonna be honest. I had never really seen real snow. And when they flew me up to interview, it was in October and it snowed. And I remember before I left, my dad lived in Chicago for a while. He said, "You ain't never been cold, son. You need to ask them people about the weather." And I asked him, I said, "It snows a lot here." And he lied to me with a straight face and said, "This is the worst it get." And it got a lot worse than it was that day. But I had already the bonus money that they gave me, so I could. So that's how I ended up in Milwaukee.
Oh, brother Dan, I knew this was gonna be an awesome show, man. I did not know you were that funny though, man. Gee, I'm loving it. No,
Oh,
I love this story because you got to Milwaukee and you hadn't picked up the pen to write some poetry, and Def Jam is coming to Milwaukee doing auditions for the TV show, and you like, let me enter.
well, they did. Well, no, they came. They didn't come to Milwaukee. They came to Chicago. So a lot of us that were on the Milwaukee poetry scene, we went down to Chicago and tried out. And actually, I didn't. I did good. I mean, I got recognized, but two of my friends that went with us, they got recognized. They didn't make HBO show, but they did make the showcases and stuff. Miss Jazzy, Tina Pillar was Tina Nixon now, and Muhil Dyer. They did a great job, and it kind of put us on the map where they people started noticing that Milwaukee was there. And then, things just got bigger and bigger in Milwaukee. Working with Dasha Kelly, I was hosting her venue that she and her husband, well, then husband had. We created a movement there. And out of that, we started going to the national slams and just doing a whole lot of stuff, meeting a lot of people. And and it's funny, the poem that you showed that we did on Def Jam, it actually came out of just a freestyle. It was an individual piece that I was hosting a show one night, and it wasn't even my issue. One of my friends, him and his wife was going through some stuff, and he was telling me about it. And so then I just kind of freestyled that first part, 6 million ways to die. I chose to get married, and the crowd, they loved it. And so
Mm,
Dasha was like, "You should make that. You should make that a piece. You should sit down and actually write that out." So
mm,
I wrote it as an individual piece, but then
mm,
we were going to nationals. I did it at nationals one year, and it did well. It did real well. But then I was like, what? Me and Dosh were like, what if we rewrote it as a group piece? And I redid it, did it as a group piece. And I think Shihan out from California saw it, and he got it to somebody else. And before we knew it, was being on HBO. So
yeah,
sometimes it's just
that,
about being in the right place.
yeah, it's being in the right place and being in action. Dan, what I hear is
Yes.
constantly in your testimony is about being in action. Let me just give you a few shout outs, man. Rachel McThomas says much love, Dan. Cleve Thompson, Milwaukee in the house. Maureen, she said, yes, it is cold in Milwaukee. I'm from Chicago, so absolutely, absolutely cold. I know about that. But they got good beer in Milwaukee, boy. They got some good beer. And hey, home of the Spinners, baby. You got to give a shout out to
Yeah.
Spreewell. You got to give it to him,
They
right?
spin it.
They spinning, baby. They be spinning. Hey, man, you go to Milwaukee. I thought South Florida had like rims. And they do. Like, don't get me wrong. For y'all, if you're listening, you from the South, y'all definitely represent with some cars. What I didn't know is that up north that they was into them rims and stuff like that. I mean, when Spreewell came out with them spinners, man, it wasn't a car, it wasn't a baller or a wannabe baller trying to look like baller that didn't. They even had fake spinners, knockout spinners up there, man. So
Oh,
shout out here, Maureen says spinners. Absolutely. No, not the drinks, not the drinks. We're talking about the rims. I love you, Maureen. Thank you. So look, you let's can you share another piece with the folks?
yeah.
Oh.
And I kind of wanted to do something that I wrote and never committed to memory. You get so old and you stop doing slam poetry, you don't necessarily always memorize the pieces. In fact, somebody was like, "You still write?" I said, I write every day. I just don't
Mm,
put the time into it like I once did. But one of the things that really connected when you and I talked the very first time was the idea of being able to do for others and understanding our place in other people in their growth. So I had this piece when you and I talked the first time, Mark. I said this
mm,
is the piece I definitely want to do on here. So
mm.
um, I I teach school, and this young lady, and she's still at the school, and it's to the point now that when she does something, I teach in a different building. If she does something, they'll call me and say, "You need to come talk to her." But so she's not out of the woods. She's still going through it. But this poem was written for her.
Okay.
It's been raining here days, weeks maybe. A constant off and on of showers of drizzle and downpours, leaving a city drenched in overcast. An uneven pattern of weather forecasts that change plans, change priorities, change the ever changing personalities of teenage people. The overcast, gloomy clouds seem to hide the sunny side of every day that we know exists out there somewhere. The sounds of sanity have often been drowned out. The sirens of storm sightings. It's been raining here for days. A landscape of fallen trees resemble a sideways tilted Van Gogh framework, fuzzy and runny in a haze of grays and blues. And in the midst of it all, it's been raining for a few years in this child's life. An anger that rages like the tornado drill that echoes daily because she keeps us on edge for the next moment her winds erupt and a fury rains down and her sirens blare through the halls of this institution of education, transforming our place of learning into chaos of mischief and lost instruction time. It's raining in her mind, confused by emotion and the petty gratification of act now and cry later. It's raining too much, and grandmama is doing the best she can to weather the storm and raise the moon of a son's making. And today I stand. She sits. School stoop front office patiently waiting in this cool evening as she wipes away the tears that join the dampness of the day. And we wait after all of her adversaries has left and there's no one else left to fight. Children are living in their own personal storms because all these babies have a storm. It rains here a lot. And here we are after school, and we're all math talked out. In a conversation, the rain is watering the soul. Coach Vaughn, thank you for waiting for me. And suddenly the sun poked through the clouds and God touched the back of my neck and warmed my soul with yellow, orange, red sun setting in the west, but promising to come back in the morning, even if we can't see it, because it rains here a lot. And I hope my "you are welcome" gave her some sunshine, because tomorrow or sometime at some point, I know it will rain in her life again. I just got to make sure I'm here with a little sunshine. And that's that piece.
Oh man, powerful, man. Uh, man, so many thoughts just run through my mind as I heard you saying that, man. I think about uh, what kind of person is it that makes time to invest in the kid just because, and the after
Mhm.
school, right? No, not because they're in detention and I'm getting paid some extra money to work the detention, but the after school, the and being able to see the God in the moment with the sunshine, man. Thank you for sharing that. You know, and particularly I think what speaks to me is as a man, as a black man, as an athlete, all the stereotypes of a person that they would say can't be sensitive, can't be tuned in, can't be caring, can't be giving. And it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. We know it's falsities, it's fake news as the people want to say that's the fake news because
Is
this is, you're looking at two black men right now that do care, that do love, right? They can be sensitive, and we got more to us than that, and it's okay, right?
right.
Yeah, that's that piece. I mean, this it's moving, man, and what I do know is that after living about 50 years on this earth, man, is that you just never know when the poor end that somebody did for you is gonna come back to your mind, right? And so, who knows when that
Yes.
little girl is gonna remember when that sun broke through the trees and hit her on the back of the neck.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And and,
Beautiful,
and I
man.
and I we got to sow those seeds. Let's go back to the Milwaukee conversation.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
moved to Milwaukee, I didn't know anybody. These people that you see flashing across the screen, oh, Milwaukee, these people really took me in. I got into it, not a real argument, but I went to a
Hmm.
function and a guy argued me down. He was like, "No, I was in homeroom with you at such and such school," and I was like, "No, I didn't. I went to high school in Mississippi." And he was like, "No, I mean, bring the people in Milwaukee, the arts community, the church I belong to. I I didn't spend a birthday, a holiday by myself. They
Mm.
these Milwaukee every people got they got a bad taste in their mouth. Yeah, Milwaukee, dangerous place. Now don't get me wrong, don't go to the wrong place. Like I remember one time having to take some tickets to a show to a girl house, and I looped the block one time too many, and I was like, yeah, I ain't going around no more because they're gonna be waiting on me this next time. So yeah,
Mm.
there's some bad spots in Milwaukee,
Mm.
but the people that I knew that they took such good care. So I can look over my life just past Milwaukee. So many people have poured into me. Man,
Mm.
it would be so selfish for me not to pour back into these kids. Don't get me wrong, Mark. If you come to Meridian and you ask some of these kids, they're gonna say that's the meanest old man I ever met in my life. Because I do give them the blues. I give them to them.
Yeah.
You know, because I got this rule. If I can get you to sit down, act right, pay attention, I can teach you. And
I
so some
love
of the
that.
stuff that some teachers put up with kids running around and doing, I don't do it. Man,
Yeah.
they be like, write me a referral, and I ain't write you no referral. Just get up out my room. But at the same time, I love them to death. They like. I hope none of my administrators are listening to me. But like, you can't come to Mr. Vaughn room and be hungry.
Yeah.
You can't come to my room and be hungry because now they'll be like, let me get them chips. No, but you can take this bar. So there's certain kids that if they need something, you need a poster board. Mr. Vaughn got a poster board. Coach Vaughn got some markers. Coach Vaughn will help you look that up on the internet. And so when you turn around and pour into them, and I make a joke, but I'm kind of serious. The kid that I help may be the one that don't rob me tomorrow. So
Hey,
I
no, you
think
hitting it on the
if we
head.
invest in these kids, yeah,
You hitting it on the head. Just a
if
couple of
we
shots
invest
from the
in them,
thing. Jennifer Hart Wolf is like great. You know, Cleveland, like the pen game is insane. And your man Rafus is like, yeah, that's how we grew up. And you're right, man. We grew up with people pouring into us. That's true. Thanks, Elaine and Lois. Yeah, give it to them and they can take it because they need it, right? Give it to them. Give them what they need. And man, I'm so moved, man. There's so many things that got my mind just firing on. I want to talk about, but this whole like how Milwaukee embraced you.
mm-hmm.
You also embraced Milwaukee, right? And I hear that same story as you talk about the kids and how you were like, I recognize a need, right? And because I recognize it, I maybe recognize it because I've been hungry before, or I didn't know what to do before, or I wish somebody would just kind of without me having to ask, just give it to me, right? Because I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to ask,
Right.
and man, people done laughed at me before. So let me go on up there and show like maybe I'll do well, maybe I won't, but I did it. Right.
I'm gonna
And
try.
so all
Mm-hmm.
these stories of inspiration that I get. And what I love is because you talked about Sonya Wolf, she went to high school with me. She's out there in Wisconsin. She said, Wisconsin, give it to them. Is that we get an opportunity to not only make a difference in somebody else's life, but by doing so, it makes a difference in your own life. Right. And so talk a little bit. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me play like the last minute of 6 million. Like y'all ain't heard 6 million. You need to check it out. YouTube, 6 million ways, damn ball. Let me play the last minute because I think this sets it up for this next part of the conversation. Okay.
Her to remind me that we're still arguing. And like most men at this point, I ain't even sure what we're arguing about. I just know I ain't supposed to lose, and I'm weary and I'm worn.
But I'm ready to rumble. Got this fight inside my mind.
Only to get home and find that she picked up dinner on the way home from work.
So we're eating off paper plates, playing Scrabble, having the best date we've had in a long time.
And then it hits me.
Opposites attract.
And that she's the yin inside my yang.
And if there are 5,999,999 other ways for me to die, this is the one way I choose to do it.
I mean, what I love about that is, you know, for those that haven't seen it, set the context. They starting off, you know, like we going at it, you know, and he brings it home to say, here's what's really important. Right. And so I want to talk about, and we got some more poetry for y'all coming, y'all. Absolutely. We got some more verses, but I want to just, because I want to make sure we have time to talk about this. I mean, you know, at least in the Black hood, you doing it, right? As we say, right? Man, you on stage with Mos Def, Russell Simmons. You got a jacket with an emblem on it, man. You touring the country and the world. So the poem, people know your name just because they know your name. And you made a decision to do something different. Talk a little bit about, Rachel Thomas wanted to say something. Milwaukee made my husband, Meridian my brother, made my brother. Okay, Rachel, she wanted to give you a shout out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, talk about, if you will, how you how do you move away from that, right? How did you? Because you could have stayed in that lane. I mean, clearly you talented, right? And whatever you do, you seem to be talented, and I think that's a gift that you are. But talk about, like, what was the process of, do I keep with the poetry? Do I pour into this other thing over here, family, kids, community, back home? What goes on in that conversation in your head?
Um, you coming from C. Lewis Vaughn, yeah, and he was, and I mean he's still instrumental in my life. I felt Jonathan Gordon deserved that same thing from me. And I'm not saying so don't I don't want to saying anybody else that's in the art or entertainment industry can't have that fulfillment in life. I just saw where I wasn't. I had a business. I had a jazz club. Me and a friend had a jazz club, and I was doing the poetry, and it was going pretty good. And I mean, you had your ups and downs. The jazz club had its major down, but what I noticed, Jonathan was born, and he was about 3, and that was parts of his growing up. I wasn't there. First, he was potty trained. I wasn't there, and I need to, and so I feel like now he's 17 years old, and he's a really good athlete. He has like a 4.25 GPA. Um, that's what I needed to invest.
Yes, y'all. Sounds like we had some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi, man. I certainly apologize. Man, Dan is in Meridian, Mississippi, and he says that the Wi-Fi coverage there is not that great, and we've been trying a couple of different things, hotspots. So hopefully we'll get him back on, man. But Dan Vaughn, y'all. I mean, this is an amazing testimony, right? Def Jam poet. If you didn't hear what he was saying in the story, basically he had a lot of success. He had a child, right, and the child was young, and he felt like he was starting to miss out on some of the important moments and elements of what it is and what it means to be a dad. And he made some decisions to do something different. And let me see, I think he might be joining, come back with us. Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So
I'm
I was just
sorry.
giving. No,
Internet.
man. I explained we're in Meridian. The internet is a little shaky at times, and that you talked about the hey. She said that the digital divide is real. Absolutely, Nia Center. Nia Center means intent and purpose. Call your senators, man, because this is the kind of shit that keeps us that does divide us, right? Why we can't get internet service in Meridian like you can in Milwaukee, right? Absolutely bullshit. And so, I mean, let's just call it what it is. And what we know, Dan, is that I heard enough. And so even though the internet wanted to shake and bake with us, I heard the key points. I was doing real well. I had a baby. And I felt like I was maybe missing a couple of them key points and key moments in his life. And I decided I had a choice to make. And there's some other things that was happening in life that helped support me making that decision with the club and some of the other social stuff that I was doing. And I came back and my son now he's 18 years old and he's got a 4.25 GPA and he's an exceptional athlete and he's an amazing young man. And so that's worth it, y'all. Yes, Facebook. We deserve national high speed internet. Absolutely, Facebook. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and share a piece while we get my man Dan back on. As we effort, and he will be back on with us. Don't think he's not coming back. He'll be back on in just a minute. And this piece is called "Think, Think, Think." Hey. You seem kind of pensive. What's going on? Oh, I'm just running some things through my mind. My brain is constantly on, thinking about something, but, I'd rather not say. Basically, let's just leave it that way. Thinking about something that I'd rather not do, thinking about something that actually really doesn't even consider you. Oh, man, my head is tight. I need to change my thoughts now, immediately. Immediately, that's right. Focus on something wonderful and come into the light. Well, think on this and think on that. Think about possibility and change how you act. Think about love and how important it is. Think about how the world is better off when you handle your biz. Think about amazing. That's what you will create. Think when you matter, the difference that will make. Think of the impossible and then have it turn out. Think and declare. Speak the words boldly out your mouth. If you think I can or if you think I can't, both are right. Thinking is the beginning. Thinking is believing or faith without sight. That's that piece, y'all. And we see some of the comments from the users. We see you on here, Rachel. Really appreciate you. Milwaukee made my husband and Meridian made my brother. I'm so proud of you, Dan, even though you went to Jackson State. Alcorn, baby. Yeah, and thank you for looking out for my baby girl at the high school. Love you, bro. You the bomb, dude. Thank you, Rachel Thomas. Let me see. We had another one. Great work, Dan. Thank you from Facebook. Great work, Dan. Facebook user, thank you. Let me speaking of my man Dan, bringing him back into the line. What's up, man? Can you hear us? We back? All right. So we know it's coming. We know it's coming. And so that piece was called Think, Think, Think. Yeah, that's that piece, y'all. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm telling you, I'm having a great conversation here. And, what they say, the devil is a lie and he ain't going to have no space. And we speak right now over this internet that it will connect, right? That it will connect, that the digital divide will become the digital one. and then we'll get a chance to hear Dan and hear the rest of his some more of his verse and some more of his journey with purpose, man. I mean, what an amazing story, y'all. You know, I see you in the comments. Thank you for keeping it up, keeping it up here. And you know what? I think that, well, why don't we do this? If y'all bear with me, I want to pull up. Why don't I play the whole YouTube piece that we just heard with Dan Vaughn, and that way you can really check it out for yourself. You can see what we're talking about here. So give me a second just to put it in. Give me 1 second to get it here. Command copy. All right, so here we go. All right, let me just share my screen and share the sound. And this is called 6 million pieces. I mean, 6 million ways, y'all. 6 million ways. And it's a phenomenal piece. And this is one of the things that Dan was really, internationally recognized for. So let me go ahead and share this piece.
For Asia, y'all. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, please give a warm Deaf Poetry welcome to Dan Vaughn and Dasha Kelly.
"6 million ways to die,
and I chose to get married. And not that I hate my mate.
I love my wife because marriage is for life. It's just that sometimes life's a bitch. And
I know he did not just call me.
I said life's a bitch and then you're dying.
Every now and then I feel as if I'm dying a slow death. Because love seems to be the misunderstanding between two fools. Because like two fools, we argue over foolishness.
Like we don't argue about the money.
Because we ain't got none.
We argue over foolishness like the dishes.
And we don't argue about who's going to do the dishes.
And we don't argue about who going to do the dishes. We argue about how to do the dishes. And once, all I said was that you fried the fish a little too hard. Now I ain't had fried fish in 3 years. Now I get fry your own damn fish. And today, like every other day, we argue. But today is different because for a change, y'all, I'm actually right. And I'm talking about that deep down off in your soul type of writing.
So tonight, we're going to argue, fuss, and fight.
Because I refuse to lose.
And I'm not giving in.
Testing that ridiculous rule that everyone gives you when you first get married about not going to bed with unresolved issues. So rather than sleeping, we verbally toss and turn all night. And right about the point that she accuses me of dozing off while she's talking,
our infant son Jonathan awakens.
And she's like,
go get him.
No, you go get him. I went and got him last night.
And now we're arguing about who's going to go get Jonathan.
And she's way more motherfucking mad than before. So I just get up and get dressed for work. And I'm at my desk and I'm working. No, I'm dozing. Only to be interrupted by a phone call from her to remind me that we're still arguing. And like most men at this point, I ain't even sure what we're arguing about. I just know I ain't supposed to lose and I'm weary and I'm worn.
But I'm ready to rumble. Got this fight inside my mind.
Only to get home and find that she picked up dinner on the way home from work.
So we're eating off paper plates, playing Scrabble, having the best date we've had in a long time.
And then it hits me.
Opposites attract.
And that she's the yin inside my yang.
And if there are 5,999,999 other ways for me to die, this is the one way I choose to do it.
Yeah, that's that piece, y'all. That's that piece. So yeah, it looks like we Dan, we're gonna just we're gonna stay on till we close the show. If you can get back in with us, man, we're gonna have you back in. We know the internet, you're trying to work through the internet issues. But y'all, hey, if you've enjoyed Dan tonight, man, put something in the chat. Let us know that you enjoyed Dan tonight. We'll definitely get him back. We'll do another show. But if you enjoy what he's brought tonight, his conversation, his verse, his talent, his authenticity, put something in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat or a heart in the chat. Let us know, man. Show the brothers some love, how much we've appreciated what's been brought to you. So let me tell y'all a little bit about, and while you're doing that, you know, the Nia Center. Nia Center means purpose, right? Intention and purpose. Nia means intention and purpose. And it's all about supporting people to live in their purpose, right? And whether that we're going to engage them, educate them, empower. The reality is, as each of us chooses to live in our purpose, then each of us chooses to have life really open up for us in a way that's phenomenal and blessed. And in that, yeah, Dan, they say on Dan, there's some love for you, Dan. We love it. Love it. The dynamic duo. Yeah. Yeah. They were hot. Maybe we'll get Dasha on the show one day. For anybody out there knows Dasha, well, connect me with Dasha, man. Talk to her, see if she'd like to be on the show. She definitely brought something special to that piece there. Absolutely oneness, love, and joy. And so as we think about, the NIA Center, we want you to follow us on Twitch. If you haven't made the switch to Twitch, come on over to Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Facebook. If you want to support us, you can support us in the Cash App. We take all support. But every Thursday we're here. And we're here to bring you verse and purpose. Right? We're here. Dan, you back with us? Looking like we got a still picture, maybe. So we're here to bring you verse and purpose, right? Because we know that maybe one of these stories might make the difference in somebody's life. Maybe somebody will catch the replay and be thinking about some of the challenges that they're facing in their life, thinking about what they can or what they can't do. And they heard something in here that made a difference. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to bring artists. Next week we have, man, we got a real treat for y'all next week. Awesome. Thank you, Facebook user. Awesome. We got Doug Infinite. I don't know if y'all know Doug Infinite. Doug Infinite is one of the premier hip hop producers there is. He's from Chicago, my homeboy, my brother. Him and No ID and Common were a big part of the underground movement, right? They all worked together on the Common's first 3 albums. So we're excited to have him share some of his verse next week on the 19th. And then this Sunday coming up, and let me just, we got some of these banners. This Sunday coming up, we have Sacred Space Sunday. And Sacred Space Sunday, man, if you haven't seen Sacred Space Sunday, I'll tell you this, there's no show quite like it. Every other Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, right? We do Sacred Space Sunday. And in Sacred Space Sunday, we just bring interfaith conversations together, right? And in those interfaith conversations, we give you space to have your own opinion. It's okay to agree. It's okay to disagree, right? Because it's a interfaith, meaning folks from all traditions, even if those folks that say they don't believe, because that's a belief in itself, right? And so we welcome, because our formula is insight plus application equals results. And so we're going to share some insight based on some sacred texts or ancient wisdom, right? But then we're going to give a tip that you can apply to your life that day and have some results turn out to have your life be different. So Sacred Space Sunday is and the next one is this Sunday. This Sunday, and actually I'll be leading the conversation this Sunday as we talk about not how you keep the peace, but we'll talk about how do you know? How do you know? It makes me think of the Whitney Houston song. How do I know? I'm not a singer, y'all, so I'm not going to kill you with that. But yes, how do you know? And so, yeah, Sacred Space Sunday, the NIA Center, that's another one of the NIA Center's programs. And we got all sorts of other programs. As a matter of fact, I think the following Sunday, we were going to do a program on a burning bowl ceremony. Right. And we'll look to talk about that a little bit on Sacred Space, on how you can prep for that and preparation and be a part of that. But the Burning Bowl is all about getting clear on your purpose, right? Getting clear on your call and your mission in life, and then getting clear on those things that you get to let go, that are released, that are in the way of that, and doing it in a way that just supports you and others in your life, and just having this phenomenal, amazing life, right? Now, I say phenomenal, amazing life, like that's just an everyday thing, because it is, because it's available, right? It's not just something that sounds good because I think it sounds good. It's something that's actually available, right? And it's not that life doesn't present you with disappointments or curves or things that don't go the way you want them to go. Absolutely, that's going to happen. That's going to absolutely happen. But it is how do you show up when it happens? And what we're here to do is give you some support that when it happens, if and when, and especially when it happens, that you've got some tools that you can dig into that just still allow you to still walk in the midst of the storm, right? To have some peace in the midst of the turmoil, right? To have to have something to carry you through what seems like is impossible to go through. And so I'm gonna just do this. Let me do this. I want to share this last piece that I wrote for us for the night, right? And in this, before we do this, and the NEA Center, one of our taglines is hashtag oneness, love, and joy. I think I saw that earlier. Can somebody put that in the comments? Hashtag oneness, love, and joy. And in this spirit of oneness, love, and joy, we know that there it is. I see it. Boom. Thank you, NEA Center. Oneness, love, and joy. We know that there's others that we get to connect to, right? They get to experience some love, just experience some joy, because we're going to send it to them, right? And so we know there's somebody that, whether they're listening, whether it's you as a user, as a listener tonight, whether it's someone you know, whether it's somebody who's coming across your mind as you're hearing me say this, put their names in the chat. Put a name in the chat. We want to send some blessings of oneness, love, and joy before we close. And we're going to close with this last piece in a prayer poem that brings us an opportunity to do that. But put the names in the chat. There's somebody that you want to send a blessing to, right? And we know that they say that thinking of somebody is great, and letting them know that you're thinking about them is even greater, right? And so even if they may not see this, right, and you feel like we may not know them, doesn't make a difference. Just put their names in the chat. Put their names in the chat. There's somebody you're thinking about that could use a blessing, right? That could use a feeling of love. That could use some joy, right? That could use knowing that they're not alone. Like, put their names in the chat. Whether it be an adult, whether it be a kid, it doesn't make a difference. Whether it's you, right? Whether it's me, I'm going to put my name, Mark. Somebody put Mark Christmas. I could use the blessings of oneness, love, and joy in this moment too. I see my man is trying to come back. Are you back with us? You back with me, Dan? All right. So let me do this. I'm gonna do this piece, and I'm gonna add, as you're putting names in, or even thinking of folks, sending these blessings of oneness, love, and joy. And All Verse Thursdays, we're here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we're here to bring you something quite special, because we know, one, that you just deserve it, right? We know that there's somebody out there that not only enjoys this verse that's shared, but that gets something from these stories around purpose, these stories around our journeys and our purpose. And so let me get into this piece. This piece here is called All You Need. All you need. I'm here for you. Even if the skies go gray, I got you any time of night or day. I'm here for you. Even if the sun don't shine, I'll always be right on time. I'm here for you. Even if you get too high, I'll catch you. I won't let you pass on by. See, I'm here for you, because when it's all said and done, I love you. You're my daughter. You're my son. See, the question is love on top? Because there's a scripture that says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. 1 Peter 5, 6, and 7. And so I want somebody out there to know that we care for you. You're not alone, even in the moment, and it may feel like I'm alone. I can't get through. I can't do it. Then nobody cares. You're not alone, Carla Vaughn Perkins. You're not alone, Chuck Holloman and Chet Looney. You're not alone, Brother Dan in the Digital Divide. You're not alone, whoever you are, who you think you are, because as we go to prayer and we send these blessings of oneness and love and joy to all those that are listening, all those that may replay, all those that may hear about, we say, merciful Lord. Encourage all the single parent mothers that are trying their best to be fathers. Heavenly Father, Bless the households where kids are trying to be parents and to themselves and to their siblings. Oh, Almighty God, strengthen and guide the men who want to be the heads and not the tails. I know you see the daughter that is desperately seeking the love of her father, and I know you know the boy wanting the comfort and approval of his mother. Help me, Lord. Help me to act like a descendant of the supreme being, walking with pride and high self-esteem. Let me beam with your love. Ground me with peace of mind, body and soul, because I know that I am a child of the King appearing to be a commoner. Because of you, I've got the universe and everything that's a part of it at my disposal. I've got everything I need. And so do you. For this and so much more, Lord, we thank you. Amen. That's that peace, y'all. Blessings. Hold on. My man, you back? Almost. We're going to just say blessings, peace, love, oneness, love, and joy. Thank you for joining us. Join us next week, next Thursday, All Verse Thursdays, 11, Sacred Space Sunday, this Sunday, 11 a.m. We look to see you there. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you, Solos. Thank you.